verse 64. And he's talking about those who have been cursed, okay, because of disobedience. Well, who are those who disobey God that we know of for sure? The people he brought out of Egypt. They worship other idols. They had other gods. They lacked faith. After he rescued them from slavery, they were acting a plumb fool. They even wanted to go back to Egypt to eat the olives and the stuff, to eat better than they were eating in the wilderness, which was the manna that God had gave them. They said it tastes like oil. But these people were a disobedient people. And he goes to say that these people will be cursed in Deuteronomy. Back to verse 15, it says, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee." And some of the curses are, and as I say what these curses are, I want you to think about what people does in the world. You got all kind of different people. What people represents? Who does these curses match? What people match the curses? That's what I want you to ask yourself. So Deuteronomy, verse 25, chapter 28, verse 25. "The Lord shall come thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity." Okay? "All thy trees and fruits of thy land shall the locusts consume. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low." Okay, and then let's see, 64. "And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there shall serve other gods which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind." Okay? And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with the ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. So, those are examples of the curses. Pretty much. So, let's jump to Job 3. I'm going to leave that there, and we're going to go on to Job 3, because we got quite a few scriptures to get through, okay? But you see what the curses are in Deuteronomy. This is in the Old Testament, okay? For those who did not heed to the commandments and the statutes of God, all right? So we're gonna go to Job. We're gonna go to Job. Sometimes, you're looking for a book and you can't find it. Sometimes it's good just to go to the content section and find it so you can get through, okay? So, let's see. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, Job chapter 3, 1 through 3. Here we go. "For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations, and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel. whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. So he's saying he's going to come to a certain place, and that place is the valley of Jehoshaphat. Okay. And he said, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Now, these are the people that we just read about in Deuteronomy that were cursed due to disobedience and not obeying God's commandments and statutes. Okay, so God's coming and he's saying, I'm going to advocate for these people in the valley of Jehoshaphat, where I gather all nations, including these people, right? He said, I will plead for them there. And they have, and he will plead for his, he says, for my heritage, Israel. Now, Israel's a huge name, because in Revelations, there's 12 gates. And each gate is named after the tribes of Israel. So I don't know where people come from when they say Israel doesn't matter. Okay? It don't take all that. Yes, it do. Yes, it do. So there you go. There you go. So that's what Jesus is going to do. He's going to come back for the heritage of Israel and gather all nations in the valley of Jehoshaphat. Okay? Now we're going to jump to 6 and 7. We're in Joel 3, 6 and 7. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. Okay, so it sounds like Jesus is going to come back and he's going to give everybody due to their works. Okay, and those who are low, he's going to bring high. That's what it sounds like to me, y'all. Okay, so now we're going to jump to Luke, but there's no chapter. Oh, yeah, there's 21. Luke chapter 21. Luke chapter 21. Okay. Luke chapter 21, 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Is this 21, 24? Okay, so right now it says the Gentiles, but until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled, they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles. So until something happens, the Jerusalem will be trodden down by the Gentiles. Okay, so there's Gentiles that are stumping on Jerusalem. Okay, there's Gentiles that have power over Jerusalem, is what it's saying. Because it's saying when their time comes, when their time ends, right now is the time of the Gentiles. But when their time ends, okay, so it says, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. Okay? And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So that tells you that right now is the time of the Gentiles. Okay? This is in Luke. So it's a time for the Gentiles. Okay. Okay. So moving on. Romans 11. Okay. So we're going into Romans 11, 1 through 2. I say then, hath God cast away his people? God forbid. For I also am an Israelite, of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. God hath not cast away his people, which he foreknew. Walk ye not what the scripture said of Elias, how he maketh intercession to God against Israel, saying. Okay. And then moving down to verse 25. For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery. So there's a mystery going on, okay? Lest ye should be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part is happened to Israel, unto the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Sion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. Okay. So now we read the Romans. We're going to go to John now. There's so many scriptures in these lessons that I notice, like, once I get like 3/4 in, I'm almost done. But we're gonna end this. Oh snap! This video done went too long, guys. Stay tuned for part 3, I believe. Part 3.